All right, time to do a little experiment with these switches. I want to make sure that at least the wiring is okay. So, oh, okay, so they should be hot now. Huh. Yep. So, damn, they get hot. Okay. So that works. That is awesome. Great. So I'm gonna need new switches. I have a pair of switches there. Actually, let me unplug these things and give them a whirl, see what happens. Okay, so I have what I think is a good switch. So let's try this one first. Yep, so that one works. And I'm probably gonna try to clean the old ones that he had. So I'm gonna remove this base next and we'll see what happens. Okay, so this one looks fairly decent. Let's see if it works. All right, it's plugged in. So these are good. Good, that's all it was. Bad switches. Every problem should be that simple. Okay, so let's have a look and a comparison between the aftermarket window switches, which really look good. They seem to be almost new, versus an original one. So if you notice here, these have almost like little indents here, right? Once this is put together, if you look here, these are actually staked. Here it's pretty obvious. So this thing is not gonna, you're not gonna be able to pull this apart unless you file these down or try to bend them back. These were not staked. I don't know how difficult it's going to be to do that. I'm going to try because I would like to use these. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do now is bend these four corners and see if that helps. It should. What I did is I put some cardboard pieces and I wrapped this with cloth tape, and I think I have it secured in here pretty good. Whenever you're doing anything like this, you want to make sure that you have some eye protection, because you never know what kind of metals they use, and it could be dangerous. So again, all I'm going to try to do is bend these corners a little bit so this board doesn't move. And I think that's going to work actually. Make sure that this is also in place. Wow. I don't know why they didn't do this at the factory, but whatever. Gotta make sure that this board is all the way in here. And now let's give it a good whack. I think that's there for good. So let's do the other one. Make sure that I have enough room to access those corners, those edges. Okay, that's good and snug. Make sure again that this is all the way in. Wow, hit that one too hard and it broke right there on the corner. This is a very it's a soft metal, but it's not the best. So be mindful of that when you're dealing with some of these aftermarket parts. Yeah, this is totally in there, so we're good. No damage. And this part of it is going nowhere now. So, and of course I have to test them once I'm ready for reinstalling everything. But if that, I mean, and it should be permanent. And if these work, then great. Okay, so these are the new switches. I don't see any movement whenever I actuate the switch. And let's see, this one always takes me a minute. There, that's how they plug in. Now, when I try to separate these, remember I used to just fall apart. That is no longer the case. These are really working properly now. Right? These are the switches that I fixed by sticking them. Oh yeah, I think that is nice little insurance there. I'm always paranoid about connections not being insulated well enough. Same thing here. Let's plug that in. And next, what I have to do is turn on that ignition. It is working. Good. Whoops, that one hit the camera. They work well. Make sure that you test them before you you commit to installing these things and attaching them to the plate. Alrighty.